So the first question we have is describe your position at Wells Fargo and what role that you hold there.
Okay, well, my title is Vice President of Business Process Consulting. And so what we do is we develop business processes so that way not only are we reducing cost and improving efficiency, but we're also reducing the customer issues. I was surprised that IEs can do lots of different things. In my career, I've worked for a civil engineering firm, electrical engineering firm. I've worked for a phone company, a natural gas utility, and then I've worked for a software company. And what we did is we supplied software and services to companies around the country. For example, I've done projects like Boeing, John Deere, so airplanes, tractors. I've even worked with St. Jude's. They made pacemakers. I have friends that work as IEs in hospital. I'm in the financial and banking industry. There are people in the insurance industry. So it's really you can find a job anywhere because
What skills do you think are most valuable to develop while in college in order to kind of be successful as an industrial engineer? A lot of, I think maybe like operations, looking at processes, you kind of said.
Mm-hmm. There's also being able to collaborate. Communication and collaborations are the biggest thing that you're working on group projects. That's what you should spend a lot of time honing those skills. Because where I work, I need to talk to people in reporting. They're creating the data that I'm looking at. I'm talking to operations managers. I'm talking to customer service managers. There are lots of things that go into a process. And so being able to collaborate with people and explain to them what you're doing is quite a skill that you need to learn.
What do you think industrial engineering entailed before entering the workforce, and maybe how is that different now?
Well,
what they did?
I thought it was primarily manufacturing based. I thought it was you go in and you help improve how a machining operation happens or an assembly line operation happens. And so I thought it entailed about making a manufacturing process more efficient. But that's definitely not the case. And so that was one thing that my misconception of what IE was until I got into it. I mean, I understand we take classes where we do time studies and we do classes on quality, but a lot of that can be applied to non-manufacturing processes.
What would you suggest to an incoming freshman or transfer student so they can make the most time when they're in school and make the most out of it?
Yeah, well, I would say that I know they always say study habits. Obviously, you need to be able to have good study habits. But one big thing is being self-driven. There's a lot of tough classes in industrial engineering.
So looking at it as an entry-level industrial engineer position at your company, what does that kind of entail?
So we have what are called job families. And in the engineering job family, there is a business process analyst. And so what you come in as, straight out of college, and you'll be assigned certain businesses. And you go in and you learn what software that they use, what system of record they have, what kind of, for example, what kind of financing is being provided, what kind of government regulations are required that we must follow, what kind of service level agreements do we have. I mean, if someone calls in, what's acceptable for them to wait on the phone. Our internal customers, if bankruptcy calls us, how much time do we have to get them what they need so that they can file something with the courts. So there are a lot of things that go into a certain business line, and so a business process analyst will come in and learn the business and start documenting the main process steps. In addition to getting my industrial engineering degree, I also pursued getting a professional engineering license with the state of Iowa. And so that requires you take an exam when you're done with your engineering studies at Iowa State. And then you have to work under a professional engineer for 5 years. And then you have to apply to take the exam. And then you also have to have references from companies you've worked with, other professional engineers, former professor. And so, and then 5 years later, so the first exam is broad-based about all of engineering, physics, electrical circuits, things like that. And then you pass that exam, and then after 5 years, you can sit for an exam. And they have it's called principal practice exam. They have one for industrial engineering. And so you pass that exam, and then you're licensed by the state of Iowa to work out in the field as an industrial engineer, especially in the government domain. There are a lot of people that call themselves engineers that aren't engineers. So having like a professional engineering license with the state just proves that you have completed a good understanding of what engineering is and what industrial engineering is.